most people never heard of, who figured out how to control entire populations without laying a single finger on them. His name was Edward Bernays, and he called it the engineering of consent. Bernays was the nephew of Sigmund Freud, and he took everything his uncle knew about the unconscious mind and sold it to corporations and governments. He didn't call it propaganda. That word had gotten ugly. He named it public relations. And in 1928, he wrote a book, and he said, and I want you to hear this clearly, the conscious and intelligent manipulation of the organized habits and opinions of the masses is an important element in democratic society. He wasn't hiding it. He put it in a book. He told you exactly what they were doing. Now here's the part nobody talks about. Bernays didn't just sell products. He engineered desire itself. He convinced women that cigarettes were a symbol of freedom, so they'd buy more cigarettes. He convinced Americans that bacon and eggs were an important part of a wholesome breakfast on behalf of a pork company. He didn't appeal to your reason. He went straight to your unconscious, your fears, your identity, your need to belong. Cialdini, in Influence, broke down exactly how it works. He talked about 6 triggers that bypass your rational mind every single time, of which I'll name 3. Scarcity, make it limited so people chase it. Social proof, show everyone else is doing it and you follow. Authority, put it in a uniform or a coat, and maybe even throw doctor in front of it, and you believe it. Now I need you to sit with this question. Who has been using these triggers on us? And for what purpose? Because here's what they understood. And Dr. Claude D. Anderson wrote about this in Powernomics. A people who are organized are dangerous. And a people who are distracted are manageable. So what does manufactured distraction look like for us specifically? It looks like 2 black artists whose beef gets wall-to-wall coverage for 6 months straight, while zoning laws quietly rewrites who can own property in our neighborhoods. Think about how much mental energy our community spent on every bar, every diss track, every response, while the legal architecture of our displacement quietly moves through city council protest. It looks like the outrage cycle on social media, engineered to reset every 48 to 72 hours. So you are always reacting and never planning. Cause Cialdini's urgency triggers don't just sell sneakers. It keeps communities in a permanent state of emergency, responding to the last crisis before they can build anything to prevent the next one. Dan O'Reilly, in Predictably Irrational, proved that human beings don't make decisions based on absolute value. We make decisions based on comparison. Whatever they put in front of us, we measure against that. So if all you ever see is consumption, your mind begins to measure success by consumption. Not by what you built, not by what you organized, not by what you left behind, but by what you bought. That ain't a coincidence, y'all. That is a system, and systems can be studied and dismantled. So how do we fight it? First, you name it, because you can't be manipulated by something you can see clearly. The moment you recognize the trigger, scarcity, false urgency, social proof, it loses its grip. Second, you guard your attention like it's currency. because it is currency. Every minute they keep you in a reaction loop is a minute you're not reading, you're not organizing, you're not building. Third, you invest in depth, not more content, deeper content. Books they never put in the curriculum. The economics they never taught in the schools. The frameworks that Bernays used on us that we can learn to recognize and turn around.